boom, boom, boom. Da 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 da. This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog. And this time around, it's SpiderMan, brought to us by Grand Trade Lawrence and Krantz Films. Hey there, true believers. This here's Doyle, aka the Big D. So, what do you think of this Spider-Man? Well, you're gonna find out. This is my Saturday Morning TV log of the original Spider-Man cartoon series that originally premiered on ABC in 1967. Now, Grand Trade Lawrence, who previously produced the previous year's Marvel Superheroes show, which aired in syndication, produced this show's first season. Then its distributor, Krantz Films, took over for its second and third seasons, with its animation done by Ralph Bakshi, who, of course, most of y'all know him best for bringing us cult hit movies like Fritz the Cat and Heavy Traffic and, well, and Cool World. And he also did bring us shows such as The Mighty Heroes, which came out a couple of years or the previous year before this, and Mighty Mouse The New Adventures in 1987. But anyway, this was the first ever animated series to feature Marvel's friendly neighborhood wall crawler. Now, this wouldn't be the first, because the same year this came out, the Fantastic Four made their Saturday morning debut, and it was on the same network, only it was produced by Hanna-Barbera. Anyway, the show starred Paul Soules, who I'm pretty sure, yes, he's the one who had recently did the voice of Hermie in Rankin Bass's hit animated special Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He voices the title character, and of course his, well, alter ego, Peter Parker. Actually, a few other Rudolph voiceovers were featured on the show. Paul Kligman's in this. Let me try and figure out. I know he did. Yeah. He was also a voiceover in Rudolph. He voiced Donner and Comet. He also previously lent his voice to the Marvel Superheroes show as well. And the same with Peg Dixon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, she voiced Mrs. Donner and Mrs. Clausen. And she also lent her voice to several characters in the Marvel Superheroes show as well. Now, most notably, she voiced Bay Brand. Now, Kligman, of course, voiced the big guy at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson, who we mostly only seen for the first season. We never got to see much of him in the second and third seasons. I'll get to that later. But he voiced, well, other characters. Mostly Spidey would take on, well, a new type of villain. Not just the characters aside from, well, the characters from the actual comic books, like Scorpion, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, the Lizard, and Vulture, and Electro. But anyway, I'm gonna say, well, it's a pretty fun show. Now, one of the fun things that I like about this is, of course, its theme song, which I'm sure everybody knows the words to, but I don't say it. I don't want to get into a predicament, you know. Anyway, and Ray Ellis does the music for this, which I like some of it. I don't care if anybody thinks it's like, I don't know, sounding campy or I don't know. I think it sounds awesome in some parts because I like to get them with some of the music. Sort of. Okay. Anyway, now of course the series is revolved around teenager Peter Parker, a high school student who develops extraordinary strength and spider-like powers after being bitten by a radioactive spider. You know the story. So he becomes your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But anyway, he does deal with family tragedies, personal problems, and the insecurity of youth. Anyway, as Spidey, he risks his life to fight super-powered criminals such as Doc Ock, Green Goblin. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot Mysterio and Rhino and Sandman as well. And lots of others I've already mentioned. Of course, Peter's also the freelance photographer for the Daily Bugle. But of course, J. Jonah Jameson considers Spider-Man a criminal and writes front-page headlines critical of his activities. Yes, his main goal is to prove that Spidey is a menace to the world rather than a hero. Now, the first season dealt primarily with Peter's job at the Daily Bugle, focusing on his relationship with Jameson and his romance with receptionist Betty Brand, and often being called into action as his alter ego. Now, Peter's life apart from the Daily Bugle office and his Aunt May's Forest Hills home was rarely dealt with in early episodes, although he was never seen at college, though. He would sometimes visit professors he knew. Now, Peter's character was designed by Steve Ditko, who, of course, was one of the creators of Spidey, with a little help from art consultant John Romita Sr. Now, Season 1 stories mainly involve classic Spidey villains from the comic book series, whose captures were often accompanied by a note signed by your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which that was another one of my favorite moments in episodes. And Stanley was the story consultant for that season. However, after being dropped from Grand Trade Lawrence, they went on to be independently produced by the distributor, Trans Films. And the second and third seasons were produced by Ralph Bakshi. Almost entirely eliminated villains from the comic book as a cost-cutting measure in favor of generic green-skinned magical monsters. Actually, these seasons enabled the reuse of stock footage from another animated series Mr. Bakshi did, and that was Rocket Robin Hood. I've never seen the show, but I've read about it though. Anyway, now also two of the seasons actually aired on ABC, and then it went into syndication for its third season. The series ended in 1970 after 52 episodes were produced and aired. Now, as a matter of fact, let me look here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now 18 out of the 20 episodes of the first season have two separate stories, except for the third episode, which was The Menace of Mysterio, which Mysterio makes his first appearance in that episode, and Horn of the Rhino, where Rhino makes his appearance in. Mm-hmm. Now, the second season was full stories with 19 episodes. Now, I'm trying to see here. Now, the third season actually was kind of a mixed bag. Most episodes had two stories, which featured elements from, recent episodes from the first and second seasons. So, anyways, the animated Spider-Man from 1967 may not quite be the best, like later cartoons of Spidey's, like 1981 Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, or the ever popular 1994 Spider-Man the Animated Series. Now, unlike those shows, this show has yet to be added to Disney Plus, even though Beta Vista did release the complete series on DVD many years ago. If I'm not mistaken, let's see here. Yeah, but that's been over 15 years ago. I wanted to get, but I never did. However, a few years later, I managed to see the complete series on Marvel.com when they had episodes of that along with the 90s Spidey series and the X-Men 90s animated series. After watching all the episodes, I thought it was pretty good. I personally prefer the first season. Why? Because it's got all sorts of great villains. The compliments of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man notes in the end, which is really something. Yeah, it's really a fun experience. So I'd say give this series a try. If you don't remember this show, you should. And if you remember its catchy theme song, which starts out with Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. I'm not going to say it though, because I don't want to get into trouble. You know, it starts out with those lines. You know the rest of the song, I'm pretty sure. And I do, because that's one of the songs I got that's stuck in my head. Anyway, yeah, you gotta give the original Spider-Man a try. You might like it, you might not like it. But I do like, some of the original typos were not too bad. The only original villain for this show I liked was Dr. Noah Body, who appeared in a couple of episodes. Excuse me. Forgive me. A couple of episodes. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so if you ever happen to find this somewhere, give the original Spider-Man cartoon from 1967 a shot. And I hope for the best it'll come to Disney Plus someday in the future. We'll see. But what are your thoughts on the original Spider-Man from 1967? Please feel free to tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below and subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me again next time when I bring to you join me next Saturday morning is what I really meant, sorry. When I bring to you one of the most underrated superhero tunes there ever was, Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles. Thanks for watching. If you like this, check out a couple of my last couple of videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my recent ranking of the fourth season of Small Wonder, which celebrated its 35th anniversary. Or if you want more Saturday Morning TV logs, go to the upper right-hand corner for last week's Saturday Morning TV log, being on the original Super Friends from 1973, and the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. That's all I'm going to show you. So until next time, true believers, I'm the Big D saying see ya and Excelsior! Bye now.